It's CBS 21 Next, and I'm your host, Candace Galise. Joining me live, Alex Thill and TJ Anthony. We are talking today about the state budget because it's really starting to impact a lot of people who live in Pennsylvania. Alex Thill speaking with Republicans and Democrats today, 50 days behind when it should have passed. So what's going on, Alex? What did you find out today?
Well, Candace, unfortunately, I don't have much to update you with as I talked with Republicans and Democrats today, and they both are still pointing the finger at each other. I also went to a press conference that Governor Shapiro was at this morning that you're looking at right now. He was at the Department of Labor and Industry talking about unemployment rates. And he did address the budget concerns. He said he really is trying to work with Republicans and Democrats on some sort of a solution. The problem that I found today when I spoke with Republicans and Democrats, I spoke with the Appropriations Committee in particular in the House. And what Democrats conveyed to me is that they really are waiting for the Senate to approve a finalized proposal for this budget. But what Republicans conveyed to me is that they're a little frustrated with House Democrats that they didn't already approve the initial budget that was sent back by the Senate already. So there are some miscommunications and discrepancies happening amongst lawmakers in the same committee and across the aisle between the House and the Senate. And, you know, one of the things I asked the chairman today was, so if a bipartisan budget is not finalized soon, what does that mean for Pennsylvanians, and what will that start to mean for people across the Commonwealth? And what the chairman told me today is he doesn't think that's going to happen, but if it does happen, it's going to start affecting other organizations like nonprofits, medical facilities, schools. Those people who take from state funds might not be able to do that if there is no budget and no official legislation for that. So it's really
some organizations are already struggling.
Exactly.
Some organizations are already struggling because they can't do anything with the money that they don't have.
Exactly. And so my question today was really, what are the sticking points? What is the problem with, you know, where are they having issues in moving forward? And what was expressed to me was that the revenue presented to them in the budget is just too high for them to approve. I was told by the chairman that the budget proposed in the last proposal was $3 billion over what they expect to make. So essentially that would put them $3 billion in debt. And they don't want to continue to do that forward, even though that is something that they have done in the past. They don't want to continue to approve a budget where their expenditures are larger than their revenue, because it's just going to cause problems moving forward. So,
and I know that the argument to that is that there's a rainy day fund. There's plenty of money to be had, even if you're not bringing in that extra $3 billion. So it sounds like this discussion is going to be continuing. I hope we can get something done soon. As you said, a lot of people are going to be impacted by this. That's where I want to bring in TJ Anthony. He learned a lot from the governor today, TJ, and you learned a little bit about SEPTA, but that's actually going to be impacting people in Central PA. So give us a little background on that story.
Yeah, so many of us know about that rail line. It's called the Keystone Train Service, basically. So that's an Amtrak train you're taking a look at right there. And the Keystone Service, it connects Harrisburg all the way to New York. And there's a lot of stops in between, like stops in Philadelphia, Lancaster even. So a lot of people use it for work. I even spoke with some people who use it to get from Lancaster to Harrisburg. Well, it could be impacted because of these budget cuts. SEPTA is saying that they won't be able to pay Amtrak for using its rail lines. And if they don't have that money, they won't be able to pay for the infrastructure of the rail lines and really just keep up with maintenance and stuff. So they're worried that it could possibly, of course, deteriorate the railroads and the railways, which they won't be able to pay for because they don't have the funding for that.
Do they have a time of when that's expected to happen? Like, are they just waiting on this money, or did you find any of that out?
Yeah, so SEPTA did say that people can expect impacts as soon as Sunday. But of course, it'll probably be different because of the rail lines. But we do know, of course, a lot of people use SEPTA buses and stuff to get to school. So it's not only impacting trains, but it's impacting really public transportation and different aspects of it.
Yeah, I know they'd have to cut down bus routes too. And then if you're relying on that, there's not getting to work. It affects your whole livelihood. So, okay, so we still need the budget to pass for this, because until that passes, then you don't have the transportation money. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And, you know, Governor Josh Shapiro, he spoke about this today, Candace, and he said, you know, it's agreed on both sides. Republicans and Democrats both say how important, really, that SEPTA services are to the people of Pennsylvania and how crucial it is as well. He says that's not an issue. The big issue is how they're going to do that. How will this pass? So that's the big question right now. And of course, that's something that all Pennsylvanians are wondering.
Yeah, big question about how much money is going to be spent on the state budget. Hopefully they can come to an agreement on that. TJ, thank you so much for those answers today. And we'll keep an eye out for what happens as this continues. Appreciate it. And if you want more updates on the state budget, we are going to be counting it and continuing, as Alex said. The problem is when we go for updates, a lot of times it's the same story. They just cannot agree. But we'll keep asking questions for you. You can watch live tonight at 5, 6, and 11 on CBS 21 and at 10 o'clock on the CW. And remember, you can always stream the newscast on our website, cbs21.com, and YouTube pages. For now, that's going to do it for us here at 4 o'clock at CBS 21. Have a good one.